City Council meeting Monday, June 9th, to order. The invocation given by Ms. McCreary, pledge of allegiance given by Mr. Gary Stewart.
Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day and for the many blessings that you've given us. We ask that you be with us tonight. Lead, guide, and direct us as we conduct the city's business. We pray for our city employees that you will keep them safe. We pray for our military, both at home and on foreign soil, that you will bring them home safely to their families. We ask these things in thy name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Phillips, will you do a roll call, please?
Mr. Smith?
Here.
Ms. McCurry? Here. Mr. Gary Stewart?
Here.
Mr. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Patrick Stewart?
Here. Next item is the adoption of the agenda. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
Make the motion to adopt the agenda.
Second.
A second.
Any discussion? We'll vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say no. Next item is the approval of previous minutes from May 19th, 2014. Do I have a motion to approve the previous minutes from May 19th, 2014?
I make the motion to approve the minutes of May 19th.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Not, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, say no. There is no old business, so we'll go to new business. First item is the alcohol, public hearing for alcohol license doing business as Foothill Country Store. Ms. Phillips, will you do the investigative report, please?
The applicant is Pinjal Renee, top license package store, establishment Foothill Country Store, location at 9456 Alabama Highway 35. The background investigation was no record indicated. We surveyed 5 residences nearby with no objection, and there were no businesses to survey nearby. The footage requirements were met for the nearest church and school. The license application is in order, built fire and building inspections comply, and zoning verification complies.
Thank you. So with that being said, this is the time and place for a public hearing. Do I have anyone here against this? Is there anyone here against this? Is there anyone here for this? So with that, we'll close the public hearing. Do I have a motion that we approve the alcohol license doing business as Foothill Country Store?
I make a motion that we approve the license.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? If not, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, say no. Next item is consider ordinance 583, amendment to the alcohol ordinance. For us to consider that, we need to set the rules aside. So do I have a motion to set the rules aside? Consider this ordinance.
I make the motion to send the rules aside.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Any discussion on this? If not, Ms. Phillips, will you do a roll call vote?
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Ms. McCurry?
Yes.
Mr. Gary Stewart?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Patrick Stewart?
Yes. So setting the rules aside, do I have a motion to pass the ordinance, the amendment to the alcohol ordinance?
I make the motion.
Do I have a second? Second. Any discussion? If not, Ms. Phillips, will you do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Smith?
Yes.
Ms. McCurry?
Yes.
Mr. Gary Stewart?
Yes.
Mr. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Patrick Stewart?
Yes. I want to thank Mr. Kendall for getting that together for us. Next item is consider ordinance 584, rezone land at end of Garvey Lane from R1 low density residential district to AR agricultural recreational district. And for this, we also have to set the rules aside. So with that, I have a motion to set the rules aside to consider this ordinance.
I make a motion to set the rules aside.
Second,
Second.
any discussion? Not with the roll call vote. Ms. Phillips, will you do a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Ms. McCurry,
Yes.
Mr. Gary Stewart,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Patrick Stewart.
Yes. So that being done, do I have a motion to pass ordinance 584, the rezone land at end of Garvey Lane?
I make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? If not, we'll roll call vote. Ms. Phillips, please.
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Ms. McCurry,
Yes.
Mr. Gary Stewart,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Patrick Stewart.
Yes. Next item is consider resolution 2014-6-12, Bynum Recreational Trail. It's in your package, we discussed this last week. Do I have a motion to consider the Bynum Recreational Trail?
I make a motion to consider the Bynum recreational trail.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Any discussion?
Yes. Now, what we're passing, just to make it clear, is allow the city to apply for this grant. Should the grant be granted, then it will come back to the council whether or not to approve, do the project. That's right.
You would have to budget for inside the contract.
Any, David? Any other discussion? If not, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Next item is consider resolution 2014-6-13 CDBG grant. Do I have a motion to consider this resolution?
I make a motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? If not, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Next item is to announce the electric power board appointments. Do I have any nominations for the position currently held by Margaret Gross?
I'd like to nominate Margaret Grove.
Do I have any other nominations?
I'd like to nominate Jim Green.
I'd like to nominate Jim Button.
Are there any other further nominations? So we have Margaret Gross, Jim Green, and Jim Butler. Ms. Phillips, will you do a roll call vote for Margaret Gross?
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Ms. McCurry,
Yes.
Mr. Gary Stewart,
No.
Mr. Miller,
No.
Mr. Patrick Stewart.
Yes. So Margaret Gross will be back into that position.
Congratulations.
Go to the second. Do I have any nominations for the position held by Larry Bradford?
I'd like to nominate Larry Grove.
I'd like to nominate Jim Button.
I'd like to nominate Jim Green.
So we have Larry Bradford, Jim Butler, and Jim Green. Ms. Phillips, will you do a roll call vote for Larry Bradford?
Mr. Smith,
Yes.
Ms. McCurry,
No.
Mr. Gary Stewart,
No.
Mr. Miller,
No.
Mr. Patrick Stewart.
Yes. Ms. Phillips, will you do a roll call vote for Jim Butler?
Mr. Smith,
No.
Ms. McCurry,
Yes.
Mr. Gary Stewart,
Yes.
Mr. Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Patrick Stewart.
No.
Mr. Bowler has a majority of votes, so he is in that position now. Go to item number 7, announce the vacancies on the zoning adjustment board. Ms. Phillips.
Ms. Janine Arnold, Mr. James Allen, and Mr. Thomas Talley's positions on the zoning adjustment board expire June 2014. These are 3-year terms. Anyone interested should apply in writing to the city clerk's office by June 20th, 2014.
Next item is Roger Morris regarding electric power board response to Houston 109 storm damage.
Thank you so much. My name is Roger Bartis. I reside at 1231 Montesano Drive in Scottsboro. Last Saturday evening, my wife and I were preparing to host several friends at our home. Before our guests could arrive, a storm hit, toppling several trees and interfered with our power supply. We and our guests were able to do a Plan B, and our gathering, though inconvenient, went on as planned. Before I could actually leave my subdivision and go to our Plan B site, members of the Scottsboro Electric Power Board, the Scottsboro Police Department, and the Street Department were already on the scene doing a great job. We went to our party and returned a couple of hours later, and it became obvious to me that we weren't going to have power that evening. So my family went to check into a local motel. As I arrived at the motel, I checked my email and messages, and one email was from my hometown of Florence, Alabama, with a breaking news story. A Florence utility worker had been tragically killed seeking to restore power in that city. As I lay comfortable in my motel room bed, I started thinking of other citizens in our community also inconvenienced, working well into the night to make our city safe and to repair and restore our electricity. Early on Friday morning, we were able to return home with our power back to normal. While I got somewhat of a good night's sleep, others were working on my and our behalf. I wanted to stop by tonight and say a personal thank you and my appreciation to the Scottsboro Electric Power Board, the Scottsboro Police Department, members of the city street department, and any other agency or department that worked so hard last Thursday night to keep our citizens safe. I too work in the public arena, and sometimes the only words we hear are negative words, not positive words. And I wanted to say publicly a thank you to those that help all of us as citizens for a job well done. Your labor is not in vain, and we appreciate you. Thanks.
Thank you. We'll go to reports. Mr. Smith. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Hold on a second. She's going to cover something with education first. I'm sorry, Mr. Smith. I'll come back to you.
I'm going nowhere.
The Scottsboro Beautification Council sent a letter to the mayor and city council, and they will need it to be read tonight. The Scottsboro Beautification Council would like to commend the mayor and city council along with Yvonne Yokel and her staff at the Recreation Department for the beautiful landscaping of the soccer fields. They also want to commend the street department superintendent and staff for all their hard work keeping the city park area clean and moved. Also for all the cleanup that they did after storms last week. The Beautification Council also wanted everyone to know that the recent bus tour was the best one yet due to the leaders of the community riding on the bus and explaining all of the projects that were completed or in process in the city. We would also like to thank everyone who participated in the Sparkle and Shine Month cleanup. We hope that it inspires everyone to keep this city clean and litter-free. We would also like the citizens to know how blessed we are to live in such a beautiful area. Sincerely, the Scottsboro Beautification Council.
Thank you. Now we'll go to reports. Mr. Smith.
I personally would like to thank Larry for serving on the electric power board. At a time when TVA money's been cut to the power board, when we've had all kinds of natural disasters, have handled everything and have kept that operation running efficiently. Mr. Sanders doing a great job, and all the people that work there are doing a great job. The board especially has done a good job for the past 6 years. Thank you very much.
Mr. Perry?
Well, it's always good to come to a meeting and hear positive things, and we feel blessed with it tonight. Just like to thank everybody for being here. And also, I'd just like to say, recognize Jonathan and Peter, who've been with us for a few months. And it's been such a pleasure to get to know them and to do a little bit of traveling with them. And they've been such great young men, and I just wish them all the best forever in your life. And I hope that you'll remember us here in Scottsboro, which I know you will because of a friend, and come back and visit us. Okay, guys? Thank you.
Mr. Miller?
I may be the one to make them not want to come back. They've been great. I don't have anything else.
Mr. Stewart?
I've enjoyed eating dinner with these guys a few times, and I would like to congratulate them on you and Scottsboro. I hope you enjoyed it. I think all the kids from what I've heard really enjoyed you, so I had a safe trip home. That's all.
The only thing I have is I called Ronnie Dahlberry last week to find out all of him, see how his surgery had gone, and he's recovering really well. Just need to keep him in our thoughts and prayers. He's recovering well. Thank everyone there at the street department and all the other departments that are working hard, because we've had some pretty severe storms here in the past few weeks. Tons of debris. They've been out there diligently working. Mr. Martin's covered that. I appreciate you getting up here saying positive things about our city. Because like I said, a lot of times we wish to be negative. It's always good to have citizens come up front and speak. So thank you again. With that, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say